Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Slacker News, the podcast about all things tech. I'm Shane.
I'm Martin.
It is Friday, the 1st of December 2017, and today we're going to be talking about Amazon's new patent about exploding drones, Elon Musk's giant battery in South Australia,
Google offsetting 100% of their power, a big flaw in pretty much every cryptocurrency app in Android, or multiple big flaws,
and of course, the lovely elephant in the room.
Vine.
No, not Vine. Net neutrality.
Come on, do it for the Vine.
I've noticed that I say lovely about everything.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'm very positive.
It's
which is
fascinating.
Ironic. That's not me at all. I'm quite a negative person generally. So, net neutrality. What do you think? Do you think it's bad?
No.
Boring.
Yeah, it's really hard to think about. You're like, am I in support of this or against this? Like, which way is this being worded to me?
So, if you don't know what it is, well, you probably do. Of course you do. Everyone does now. Everywhere.
If you were on Reddit, like, it puts a red in Reddit, because all it was just big red blocks of text saying, hey, we usually post memes, but we can't post memes if you have to pay extra for memes, because we're all per millennials.
Yep. We're not millennials.
We're not millennials.
Millennials is right up to 1994. I looked it up. You're not a millennial.
It's 85 to
1994. I looked it up yesterday.
Look it up again today.
No.
I'll look it up.
Why?
Because I've looked it up before as well.
You're a millennial. You're not a millennial. You're
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Isn't that the new Pokemon game?
Hey, Lamar.
I'm cutting that out.
Do I need to open the actual Wikipedia?
Are you my hater? Do I have to dab on you?
You might. I'll tell you whether you have to dabber me or not. Oh, God. Oh, dear. So, I opened Wikipedia. And the page is filled with a very long, like, they look like chat bubbles, or they are chat bubbles, of text telling you to donate to Wikipedia.
Oh. And
you should. I will at some point in my life. But right now I'm doing the podcast and I want to know what a millennial is. And they're even using emojis, so they're really...
I thought they'd be going on about net neutrality.
I think because it was like a week ago that people were worried about it.
It's still happening, but it's not the hot topic. Okay, so basically net neutrality is... You know what, you're doing your thing. Get your millennial shit ready.
So, there are no precise dates for when this cohort starts or ends. Demographers, which I assume...
Demographers?
Is that how you say that?
No.
Demogorgons and researchers typically use the early 1980s as starting birth years. And the mid-1990s to early 2000s as ending birth years. But there's no citation, so...
Okay.
It doesn't matter. So it's all irrelevant.
It's Wikipedia.
Yeah. That's why I'm not going to donate until you can give me a citation on what a millennial is. I can't give you any money.
You're so fucking self-entitled, you millennial.
I had avocado this morning.
Ew.
So that means I'm never going to be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
It's like the real reason millennials can't buy houses because they're spending their money on avocados. There's like some actual like fucking serious article. It's great.
Well, that was a good chat about net neutrality we just had. Okay, net neutrality is the government at the minute regulates a lot of what happens with internet providers. And in America, the FCC, the Federal Communication Commission, they want to stop doing that because it's tedious and they have a few arguments. No? You're dying.
I just searched the millennial avocado thing. So here's some of the headlines. Millionaire tells millennials, if you want a house, stop buying avocado toast. That's from The Guardian. Or from Time.com. Avocados are why you can't afford a home, millionaire says. So yeah, stop buying avocado if you want your dream home.
What's an avocado cost?
I think it's like €2 for 2 avocados.
You are a madman. But it's so expensive.
But you use like half of it. But if you buy them like not in a package, if you buy them like individually, they're like maybe 80 cents each, which is a lot more reasonable.
I hear there was a lot of theft in New Zealand in the avocado orchards.
Really?
Yeah.
Do avocados grow in orchards?
Yes.
Never seen an avocado tree.
Well, I don't know the orchard term
Yeah.
for it.
But sure.
A school of avocados.
A free avocadary.
Oh God.
So if you were coming here to listen to a podcast about tech and you got sidetracked by avocado wielding millennials, you understand exactly why net neutrality is important, because you don't want to be looking for something and have something else jammed in the middle when you just want the content and you have to pay to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So net neutrality.
At the minute, an ISP internet service provider is unable to throttle services in favor of other services because that's not a free internet. But the FCC are like, well, maybe we're tired of like making them, not throttle stuff. So let's let them throttle stuff. And basically, a result would be, I don't know, we've got Sky Internet and Sky TV here. So say Sky Internet decided, we'll throttle Netflix, so use our online streaming service instead of going to Netflix.
So yeah, that's the most common example, but it's like the clear. A clear example, like they have a clear incentive to make one thing shittier, so you pay for something else.
Now, a lot of their arguments are they want to remove the regulation so there'd be more competition in, say, rural areas, so that companies will fight to provide better service there. But they mightn't do that.
Yeah.
And they could just abuse the power.
They could just be like, listen, guys, if we all get together and like all go for this thing, then we'll all make more money. And they'll all be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Like, there weren't actually any net neutrality laws until a couple of years ago. It was only brought in during, I think, probably the second term of the Obama administration.
It was 2015.
2015, yeah. So.
And then now the FCC want to repeal those, and I don't know why. Their arguments just don't seem to be arguments.
It's mainly like the head guy. He's just kind of become a poster boy for being a bit of a dingus.
Yeah, he did one of those videos where he reads out mean tweets. Everyone's like, you suck. And he's like, well, that's where you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
It's an ordeal. Like, it's really dumb. I understand what they're saying, but they're wrong. Because you just can't trust businesses, because businesses are always scummy. And I know I said at the very start I was a very optimistic person and very
everything's
not
lovely.
negative.
Yeah.
This isn't lovely. This isn't lovely at all.
Net neutrality. It's lovely. I'm pretty sure that would win them over. Like the whole FCC,
It's nice though.
You prepare for a big speech. You're like, it's lovely. Please.
I need it.
I need to play my video game.
Yeah, because what this could end up with being, say, suddenly Sony go, hey, we don't want Xbox, we want Xbox servers to be shit, so we'll pay a premium to the internet companies and then make your latency really bad for your Xbox games, and everyone has a ping of 500, and they're like, I hate this.
Do you want to subscribe to the Xbox Fast Track package? So, yeah.
I saw it summed up. Imagine that EA was your internet provider. That's the sort of thing that could happen.
And if you're not into video games or the industry or anything like that, EA are very bad.
So, Elon Musk's giant battery is now delivering power to South Australia. Remember he made that big bet? Was it 100 days or less or your battery's free?
Yeah.
He did it 63 days.
That's the way to make all of your employees have a stroke.
Yeah. But no. They couldn't have been that bad if they did it with 37 days to spare.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm sure it was a hellhole. I'm sure it was awful. It's like powering a town or something, isn't it? Like, it's built beside this town and it's providing most of the power for that town or something. At least that's what I heard. So someone was like, is this going to be the first town that explodes? Because when you hear giant battery, you're kind of like, yeah.
It's the world's largest lithium-ion battery.
Yeah.
So yes, it could explode.
Yeah. So when you have, especially old MacBooks and stuff, they would have swelling batteries.
Yeah.
And I suppose iPods and stuff like that.
Or Samsung Galaxy Note 7s.
Yeah. So just, imagine that, but it's the entire power supply for a town. I think it's a town anyways. I'm not sure. But is there any...
See, it doesn't say if it's a town, but the whole thing is it's meant to help with South Australia's power issues.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going to be building more, but he got it done in nearly half the time he said he would do it.
Imagine anything that ambitious being done in 63 days.
Do you think that he knew
Like-
it would take 63 days?
I'm pretty sure he's just like, his whole thing is like, I'll find a way. So like if he went to someone who is in charge of like architecting the building, the architect would be like, oh, it's going to take 2 days. He'd be like, why is it going to take 2 days? The architect's like, we'll have to do this and this. And Elon's like, right, move the fuck over. He brings up like a Coursera course on how to architect. He gets it done in a day. And then he like hands it back to the architect and fires him. Like I was reading a biography about Elon Musk, and there's some of those kind of stories there where you just like do someone else's job better than them.
Did he fire them, or did he just...
I think he was just like, here, do it better next time. Don't make me repeat myself. Like, I don't know. It's he seems like the kind of guy you wouldn't want to work for, but it seems like a great job as well.
Yeah, because then you go, I worked for Tesla. Go me.
And then everyone else wants to hire you.
Yeah.
Well, if you work for Tesla, it's like every car company is like, oh, we need some of them electric cars
You go,
because they're not for nerds anymore.
you go, okay. I did the website though, but you know.
Even when you're working for Tesla, you're a web developer.
Yep. I'm stuck. Not to say web development's bad, just it's becoming so oversaturated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think I've kind of just like accepted it because recently I was like listening to web development podcasts and like just reading more stuff and kind of buying into it. You know what? It's not so bad.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
There's just then one guy comes along and goes, hey, I know CSS. And I'm like, no, I've been defeated.
You don't need to know CSS. Just make your website look like everyone else's website. And if you want a website that doesn't look like that, use Squarespace.
Big guy.
Sponsor us.
So essentially, they're now powering. I don't know. It's connected up to the grid. You know, can send electricity back. It can store it.
I assume it's just getting it from solar panels.
It doesn't say, but I think it's South Australia because it could be solar or wind or
Yeah.
anything.
Well, I mean, like solar's kind of his jam as well. So
Yeah.
Solar City and all
Windy
that.
City.
Loopy.
Amazon patents self-destructing drone that falls apart in an emergency. So basically, if it's dying, what happened now?
Sounds like me. Just falls apart in an emergency. Sorry, go on. Just had to relate there for a sec.
I don't know. Say it's flying. It's really windy. One of the fucking propellers just dies. It can just now can split apart, and then observe the area. Decide, rather than landing on that lady, I'm going to split apart. So I only hit her a little bit.
It's only a rain of shrapnel and not one big lump.
Yeah. But it's just it seems to be some sort of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, may as well. No one else is like doing it. You're kind of leading the whole thing.
Yeah, so they patent about 20 ideas. They do 2 of them. One of them doesn't lead to a lawsuit. They're like, okay, let's go with this one. And then there's a whole... The regulations they'll need to get around if they're going, okay, so we have a drone and it explodes.
Well, like, have they... So I know they're like Google did drone delivery, but I don't know if Amazon's actually used any of their research yet. Google were the ones who were doing the drone burrito delivery in Australia.
It says here Amazon did it for like blood samples and stuff,
Ah, okay.
but not actual home deliveries.
Yeah, no, this was like some Mexican place was working with Google to deliver burritos in South Australia.
That's excessive.
Yeah, but you know, hipsters and drones.
And
What
a
do you gotta
hawk
do?
comes in and takes your dinner.
Kangaroo punches out.
They can't jump that high.
They've got big legs.
That's true. It's fair.
You don't know how high they can jump.
But
Have you ever seen Kangaroo Jack?
yes, but I was like, 8.
It doesn't hold up.
Okay.
At least I don't think.
So you're telling me kangaroos can't talk?
It depends what you've eaten beforehand. If you're going around the Australian bush picking up stuff and eating it, maybe some kangaroos will start talking.
So the patent was granted. They were granted a patent for the direct fragmentation of unmanned airborne vehicles. So
that's way less cool than blowing apart in midair.
Yeah. Oh, see, they haven't decided yet. So that could mean to slowly disassembles, or it could have tiny explosives on it that blow it to pieces.
Okay. So what, this just happens like when it's about to crash or when it hits something, or?
Yeah. So
okay.
If the propeller dies and it's not in a safe area to just fall.
Ah, right.
It goes and explodes into dust.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you buy something from Amazon,
yeah,
you shoot out a propeller.
Yeah.
It explodes, but your package still drops.
Yeah.
Then you say, "Oh, it crashed," and then you get another package.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could pretty much already do that. Amazon don't really care.
Yeah. If your package is like a minute late, they'll just send you out another one, and then if the old one arrives, you keep both.
Yeah.
I haven't done this personally, but
I've heard.
That's how I got 2 copies of Super Mario World.
Fell off the back of a truck.
I didn't even play them. It was a complete waste of my time. So the patent reads, during the fragmentation sequence, one or more parts or components of the UAV can be released. In doing so, the weight, speed, and air drag coefficient and other factors related to the UAV can be altered. So really it's just anything at all. It just goes, hey, this is falling. How do we make it not fall as aggressively? And my personal opinion will be just have rockets. Should shoot straight up.
What about a parachute?
That's ridiculous.
We need to slow something down in the air because it's crashing too hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's too windy, you don't want to use a parachute, I guess.
I was just saying send it into orbit so it just leaves.
Team up with SpaceX.
Yeah.
Reusable drones.
Yeah. Drones are reusable.
Reusable rocket drones.
Okay.
When they crash, they land in a hyperloop.
Stop.
And they drive a Tesla back to the Amazon Gigafactory.
Gigafactory.
Yeah. That's Musk's thing, I think. Is that what the battery? No, the battery was different. I think the Gigafactory is like the big building that they're building to make all the batteries for America, to make all like the superchargers and stuff. He's like, okay, I can't make batteries, good enough because getting all the parts and components makes making it too expensive. I'll just make a factory so big it's called the Gigafactory, and I'll just make all the batteries there. And that's what he did. Happily ever after.
What a madman.
Hold Muskie's eye.
So what have you made?
Me?
Yeah. Just in general.
I made a circle with CSS.
Yeah.
I reused it. Multiple parts of a website in different colors.
Okay.
This one time I used a Raspberry Pi for like 10 minutes. So now I'm a growth hacker.
A growth hacker? You're hacking yourself.
No, that's a biohacker.
Oh.
Growth hacking is like, it's like a really businessy buzzword that I don't understand. It's on about like business growth, but it's weird.
Oh, you're like, oh, we have 1 million accounts. Did you say users? No.
We have 1 million yearly active users. How long have you been, in business? 3 months, so we just multiplied everything by 4.
Not to the power of 4.
Oh, yeah, that's how years work. Okay. So, growth hacking refers to a set of both conventional and unconventional marketing experiments that lead to growth of a business. Growth hackers are marketers, engineers, and product managers that specifically focus on building and engaging the user base of a business.
You are not a growth hacker.
This is written on Wikipedia.
It's not you at all, though.
It was definitely written by someone who thinks that they are a growth hacker.
Oh, okay. They're not allowed to do that.
I mean, they did. I don't know how many people are looking this up on Wikipedia, but I agree, I'm not a growth hacker. I'm not doing marketing experiments. It sounds a bit weird.
So I made a script that scrapes gambling websites and compares prices, and then I put that to no use at all, and it was done really poorly, like atrociously. And fuck, what else did I make? Oh yeah, I copied and pasted the code from that Internet Archive for that game. Okay, so I'm asking you because Elon Musk made essentially PayPal.
Yeah. Well, he made something
He made X.com that
which
got bought
was
by.
good enough to get bought by PayPal,
It
which
got
was bought
bought-
by eBay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, we gotta do shit.
So, well, the next, so I just read out that growth hacker thing. I was like, this is like really, self-congratulatory.
Yeah.
The next line is, growth hacking is more of a mindset than a tool set. And the mindset and tool set, the first letter is capitalized. So this is just taken straight from someone's book. Their ebook or something, Apparently people make money on ebooks. Like, people who don't conventionally write books, write ebooks, and somehow make money.
Maybe they read a lot of them.
Yeah, no, it seems to be the case. Like, people have like 12 books and they started like 2 years ago. But I don't know, they must just be selling them through the Kindle store and like sales and shit.
Yeah, and they're just really cheap.
And people just, they're like, oh, this thing says I will be successful / a good developer / whatever.
Oh, do you mean self-help books?
Not really. They're more like business books or like sometimes even like developer books or...
A self-help book masqueraded as a business book.
You have...
It's just called Do You Want to Be Fucking Rich? Sure.
Money can buy happiness.
That's a quality book right there.
This is an article on slashdot.org, and an anonymous reader shared this report from High Tech Bridge, which has a mobile app analysis software that looks at apps and looks at what they do under the hood in that kind of way. So it looked at the top 30 cryptocurrency apps in the Play Store at 3 different popularity levels. So ones with up to 100,000 downloads, up to 500,000 downloads, and up or more than 500,000 downloads. So 90 apps altogether, 30 from each. Of the most popular apps, 94% used outdated encryption.
Fantastic.
So maybe they're using like SHA-1 or something. I don't know. What's outdated encryption?
It would be like 1024 bits instead of 4096.
Okay.
Because with modern, like the new AWS cloud computing, well, no, I said it wrong. Cloud GPUs.
Yeah.
You can crack a 4096 bit encryption key, I think for like 30 grand.
Okay.
That's like.
But what? Oh, so you just like you run them
brute force it,
but you run them in parallel, so it doesn't take like that much time. It's just
it might be like 25 days, but the whole thing is it's doable.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are people holding a lot more Bitcoin and stuff than 30 grand's worth.
Okay. So that's like 4,000 is a good one, even though it can be broken. So
4,000 is still good.
Yeah.
Anything less than that, or like I think it's anything less than 2,000.
Okay. So I can't use SHA-1 then?
No.
Or 256?
Well, SHA-1 had the collision.
Yeah.
So you can't use it at all. You should use it like 356 or whatever it's called.
So 66% didn't use HTTPS to encrypt user information in transit.
It's not hard. Just add an S.
You have to add 2 S's and an L.
And you go to encrypt me, whatever.
Let's encrypt.
Let's encrypt. We give you a free SSL certificate.
Yeah.
So there we go.
No excuse. 64% of 90 apps that deal with what could arguably be called money.
Yeah. But and no, I disagree. It's not money.
And 44% used hard-coded default passwords stored in plain text in the code. And
well, you have to store a password in plain text if it's a default one, because how else are you going to get to it? You can't encrypt the password.
And overall, 94% were found to have at least 3 medium risk vulnerabilities.
Want to know why?
Because they're on Android, and Android is inherently insecure.
And there's people like me making them who are doing a college project in order to learn.
Yeah, same. I get that.
Yeah.
Some of the problem is, the fact that Android's so fragmented. Like, Google's just like, here is Android, and phone manufacturers are like, okay, I promise I'll keep it up to date with security patches.
Yeah.
And then you buy a Motorola that has stock ROM and hasn't been updated since January.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You were using an app there and it said that you shouldn't use the Bluetooth.
I was using the official Bitcoin wallet app for Android. And every time I started it up, it was like, turn off your Bluetooth because your version of Android is not safe and has a known Bluetooth vulnerability.
So that's good. That's the app itself going like, we're not letting you use this.
Yeah, but come on, Motorola, you're owned by fucking Google. Like, there's no need. Oh, I was a bit triggered by that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
I mean, it was my phone. It was a lower end one, but they still said I was going to get Android 8 in March. And it is December, and it's still not there.
I don't have 7.
Yeah.
But my phone was €200.
Made by Vodafone.
A Vodafone. That I got unlocked because I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
Their coverage is good. Their deals are just shit.
Yeah. It's very nice when you see like 90% of the country has 4G. But then you're like, is it unlimited?
But I have
though?
to pay for it.
Yeah.
This is going back to that entitled millennial thing.
And the net neutrality thing. We're going all around the place.
Okay. That would have been a nice circle, except we have more topics.
Yeah. So, how many people do you know that would never pay for an app? This is just a conversation piece, isn't a story. Because I think it's most people.
Most people. I used to refuse to.
Yeah?
Because I'd never done it. And then I bought a guitar tuner app and realized how amazing it was. And I was like, you can have these things?
These really polished apps that don't have as many problems or ads?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like, people who write software typically have technical knowledge enough to pirate it.
Yeah.
People sometimes pirate the software they use to write software.
Have I done that? No, I haven't.
And no, you have. And the operating system and the operating system that they're using to run the text editor that they put in a fake license key for to write software.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a weird kind of relationship. It's like, I don't know, you write software and you want to be paid, but you won't pay for other people's. I tend to do it because it's better, and Google Play makes it very easy because you can pay with credit.
I'll agree with you on that regard, but I was getting a plugin for some music software.
Okay.
That I owned.
Yep.
And the actual way it was so locked down by licenses, I just got a cracked version.
Yeah.
Because that was drop one file here as opposed to 8 hours of me trying to get through login screens and all this.
Oh, it's awful, but that software is just so pirated. Like, it's kind of a catch-22. They make it so expensive because then people who actually like need to use it professionally will pay a lot of money. Yeah. Like the way Photoshop and that kind of stuff used to be. But then it's so prohibitively expensive that people won't buy it. So yeah.
Like in this case, I actually did buy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you have the money. I can torrent this now. It's fine. It's not, but
I mean, I think it is.
It's not fine that I torrented it, but I didn't. I didn't steal technically. You
paid for software, and you got this. You paid for access to software.
I just got it from somewhere else.
Yeah, you just used a mirror. It's fine. If I ever release something, please don't pirate it. But yeah, no, it's just really funny sometimes how people are like really incredulous. Like, oh, you pay for that? Like, if people aren't used to like Steam or whatever, they're like, wait, you pay for games? Like, that is the kind of entitled millennial expecting things to be free.
But like the older we get, the more we pay for stuff. Yeah. I knew this was Lucas. I knew he was a big boy the day Far Cry 4 came out, and he tried to pirate it, and it took too long, and he went, oh, I'll just buy it. And then I bought it. No, I came free with my graphics card, and my internet went out one day, and I went, okay, I want to play this game. So I went in and I clicked the exe file because I couldn't launch Uplay, the Ubisoft lock everything behind.
DRM shitfest.
So I clicked the exe, And it popped up for a second and it closed. And then the next time I logged in, I had to re-download the whole game because it said I'd altered it.
Oh.
Yeah.
See.
I just wanted to play my game when the internet was out.
Yeah.
It's an offline game.
Yeah. This is like 3 different topics going into one, and we weren't even planning to talk about this. So
the whole point is, I will buy an app for a phone, but I will not put credit on my phone to buy an app. If I have the credit there already,
yeah,
I'll buy it or I'll wait.
You know what a great use for credit is though? In-app purchases.
Yeah.
When they're actually like useful, not just like bullshit. So you can buy, there's a great discovery. You can buy Udemy courses with phone credit because you can buy in-app purchases. So you get like a course on how to further your career as a developer or do whatever.
That's really smart.
For like €5 of credit that you weren't using anyways. So yeah, like what I literally did, I was on the Udemy website on my laptop.
Yeah.
As you do. I was like, oh, I want to buy this course on, I forget what, I think it was Angular. So I'm going through and I'm like, I wonder, do they have a mobile app? Load up the mobile app, saw it was in an app purchase and used it from the credit that I would have wasted anyways. So pro tip, courses for free, essentially.
But in a lot of other places, I know my mate in America, he says when you top your phone up to get your data plan, that credit's gone.
Yeah. We
keep it here for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it depends on carriers. Some of them take half of it.
Yeah.
Some of them take all of it.
So if I get unlimited data for €20 a month.
Same.
But I put the 20 in my phone, but I keep the 20.
Yeah. And you still get the unlimited
data. And then
data.
I use that 20 on stuff that I want as well. So I don't really get what they're getting from me.
See, most people don't do in-app purchases. They forget after 28 days and they spend it on, 50 megs of internet.
Yeah.
Which is what I do a lot of the time. So you're better off spending your money and supporting some developers. So speaking of developers, phone apps, and possibly paying for stuff, Vine. Do you like Vine? Did you like Vine?
When it came out, I hated it, but that's because of how I was. I was a big teenager.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, bro, I'm better than everything.
Yeah.
And now I think they're really entertaining. Now that they're gone.
So, when Vine came out, there's a throwback, I was rocking a Microsoft Nokia Lumia 520.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, those sub €100 phones you could get in every shop. They did really well in Ireland. Like, they didn't really penetrate a lot of markets.
They did really well because O2 accidentally put them up for free one day. And then I remember a guy in my class got 9 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, pretty good phones. I like them. They served their purpose pretty well. Sometimes the button's broken. You had to put little pieces of paper in to keep them going.
But that was fine back then.
Yeah, my volume button completely fell out once. So that was a bit of a problem. I had to do volume up and then like drag the slider down and bring it down to get it down. But so I was rocking this phone. Vine comes out. And it wasn't supported. There was no Windows Phone version.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So it was the same with Snapchat. So I had this kind of third-party Vine thing, which actually, like, props to this developer. He made 6snap, which was eventually taken down, and I lost my Snapchat account because of a third-party app. He made 6tag, which was an Instagram app. 6sec, as in 6 seconds.
He made them all.
Yeah, it was this one developer, and they were all really, really clean apps. Like,
I remember that Snapchat one, you could put the text on another line before Snapchat could do it.
Yeah.
And everyone with a Windows phone was like, oh yeah, look at me.
Yeah, I think right, so if the developer's name is Rudy Huyn, then he's left an impression on me for making good apps because that was like 5 years ago.
Huyn.
Yeah, Rudy Huyn, that's his name. He's got a website, Instagram, Twitter. Good job on making great apps. But then my Snapchat account got deleted and I didn't use Vine because I didn't have a front-facing camera because I was using a Lumia 520. But yeah, I think Vine compilations are so like interesting and prevalent.
Yeah.
People are getting really big who started on Vine, like the Pauls. So one of the co-founders of Vine was like, hey guys, I'm going to redo Vine or have a follow-up to Vine, is what I said.
Is it for porn?
No, but Vine was at the start. Well, not for porn, but it was used for that. before they put in all the
I looked
filters.
into making a Vine pornography app, but you can't put that on the App Store.
Yeah, that's why Vine got taken off the App Store for a bit, I
There
think.
would be no market penetration because of all the penetration. You look so mad. Like, why did you say that?
So he was like, I'm gonna work on a follow up to Vine because it seems like people are still into the idea and it's pretty rad. And people were like throwing money at him, like, I will support it because I love Vine. And yeah, we might have a Vine again.
Does he own the idea?
It doesn't. I don't think he has to. Like, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do something that's
an app where
similar.
you can make videos that are short.
8 seconds long. It's not exactly, the most crazy thing, but he was one of the co-founders of the original app,
Yeah.
so he has some kind of prestige behind him. I don't think the rest of the co-founders are going to join in, but it doesn't really matter. He's already done it once.
It's such a simple idea. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could do it, but
Well, have you heard of this like Trivia HQ app?
no.
Okay, so this thing is blowing up. It's
Is it like Quiz Up?
it's different.
Okay.
So from what I understand, not using the app myself, there are these live, as in like live streamed live quiz things
yeah.
where they ask a question. And you have 10 seconds from when they start asking
Is
the
it
question.
someone talking?
Yeah, like you're watching a video of someone asking questions and you're all in this group. They do 2 quizzes a day, and you're in this group and you have to like answer the right answer, and you have like 3 seconds
Do
from
you have
when-
multiple choice?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So they do 2 games a day, and if you win money,
Oh,
but you don't pay any money to get into it.
that's ads.
I don't know about the ads actually. It's privately funded. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
heard. But it's got like 300,000 active users at the moment, and it's not been out very long. And it's like a live quiz thing. Like, it's a really simple thing, but it's just fucking huge at the moment.
Seems like it'll die quick enough.
Or it'll get bigger.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, that's the 2 things that can happen essentially. Like, there's
Or
a leaderboard.
it could stay the same.
Oh.
There's 3 things.
So yeah, it's the hottest game out now. It's the new Pokemon Go, Maybe it's just not around that much in Ireland. I don't know. I think it was a huge thing at like Thanksgiving in America. That's where I heard about it a lot. Yeah, so twice a day you can join a live hosted trivia game, and you get a chance to win real money.
How real?
Dollars.
How many dollars?
I don't know, actually.
$1.
Giving away $2,000 a day, $1,000 on weekend.
What? They give away less on the weekend?
I think they do it more or less often on the weekend.
Oh.
And they have a couple of million in venture capital funding. So, yeah. Interesting idea. Instead of like the Twitter model where you just flat out don't make money,
Yeah.
there's one where you just like
Throw
shovel
money.
out money. They've got the steepest burn down chart in presumably Silicon Valley.
Everyone's being accused of being a Ponzi scheme now. It's is it CoinList? CoinList are being accused of being a $257 million Ponzi scheme. But
So-
I literally just heard about them the other day.
Was that the context in which you heard about them?
No,
Oh,
they're doing.
what do they do?
They are going to be the sellers of YouNow's upcoming cryptocurrency props.
What are you now again?
YouNow are like they're Periscope but for children.
Oh God.
Well, it's not for children, but
Children broadcast or children watch or both?
broadcast. It's
So like
it's like Twitch, oh fuck.
Joey Google.
YouNow is live streaming,
Okay.
but it's mainly like it's a lot younger audience than something like Periscope where you have adult streaming.
Okay.
You will have adult streaming on YouNow. I know I'm not a user of it. I only found out about it because of this big ICO hype they're having. on it they have like you can tip people with, I don't know what they're called. I think it's like gold or something.
Okay.
But I don't know if it has actual value.
And they're gonna replace that with
props. With props and actual.
Oh, because you're giving them props.
Yeah, props.
Okay. Could have called it kudos.
No, that's our one.
Kudos. Yeah. Okay.
Basically, it's Periscope, but for a younger age group with a lot more features. Like you can give people a little bit of money, but you can give them a currency.
Okay.
They say they have like, I think it's either 300,000 or 60,000 daily transactions. Transactions is in me sending you stuff.
Damn. They hand over. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I'm just on their Wikipedia. It competes with Meerkat and Periscope, but has been compared to Chat Roulette, which is not a good comparison.
No.
Founded in 2011, grew in popularity 2014 and 15.
It's nothing like Chat Roulette.
Yeah, okay. They bought a live streaming company, blogtv.com, in 2013. They did... The Huffington Post has a live show every week. There was a Shorty Awards for YouNow of the Year. And America's Got Talent partnered with them to hold auditions for season 11. But it doesn't actually... Okay, I don't have any stats on their actual, like... the
actual stats are on the props white paper.
Ah, okay.
So everyone's making a cryptocurrency.
Why not?
It's an interesting idea. But their new props app, it looks kind of cool. They have... imagine, like... it's a live stream. But on my phone, I have all my audience, and then I can see who's got their camera turned on, and then say you want to ask a question, I can just drag you up to the top of the screen.
This is with YouNow or props?
With, I don't know if the system's called props, but they're bringing out a new app.
Okay.
In association with it.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be trying to move people from YouNow over.
Okay.
So you'll drag me up to the screen, and then we'll both be on the screen, and everyone watching can see that.
Ah, okay.
And it's really fast, like it's instant.
That sounds pretty technically impressive, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I was like, "What's YouNow?" And I saw it, and I went, "This is not for me." And then I heard about like, it's interesting technically.
Yeah.
But as a system, I'm too old for it.
Yeah, it's a bit like there are just some apps that, even though we're young people who are, up on our technology, we're not particularly invested in new social media or most social media.
I'm quite against social media. I think it's a load of shite.
Yeah, same as, but most of it is. Some of it's okay. It just depends. Like some of them, you kind of build it yourself. Like Twitter, it depends on who you follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So as long as you can curate it to a certain degree, and it's not there's
a lot of toxicity in the social media space.
Yeah.
And then you've good friends, and one day they'll say something just off the cuff, completely political, and you're like, what? It's not even you don't agree with their opinion. They're just really uninformed. You're like, I'm getting stressed.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think Facebook's the worst one for that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so there are apps that come along like Musical.ly. Do you know what that is?
It's you lip sync to a song, and you have to be a cute boy with a big fringe
or a girl.
I don't know now.
So yeah, that's like a huge app with a huge audience, but it's not something me and you would ever use.
Because the audience is
fucking 12.
Yeah, and then oddly it goes way up. I hear it's very big in the LGBT community for some reason. That's exactly what you're saying though. It hits certain audiences really well. It's odd.
House Party.
Don't know that.
It was a group video chat app. I don't know. Everyone joins that house party. It was big for a while, and then it just completely stopped being big. I think it just kind of fell off. It's a bit like any anonymous messaging or like feedback leaving app, like AskFM or any of those. So the houseparty.fun is the URL.
Fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that was one.
Can I get bum.fun?
Do you want me to price it for you?
Yeah.
Do you think it's on Hover? Hover, sponsor us.
I haven't seen .fun, but maybe. I don't know what I'd do with that.
I don't know.
Would it be homeless people having fun?
There's a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
It's gonna be expensive because it's a premium 3-letter domain.
Like a .com or a...
No, like the bum part.
Bum, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, make an offer. So it's a...
Bum.fun.
Someone owns it. Maybe I should have went to the website. So Domain Agents is going to let you try and do that. But I saw some other extensions that seemed very expensive, probably because of the 3-letter first part. So let's go to bum.fun and see what we find. This part might be cut out as well. Oh, okay. That just searched bum fun. That wasn't what I wanted. I was like, why is there a forum called Female First coming up? And I read like the little... Okay, I'm just going to close that down. Let's go to the address bar and not the search bar.
Same thing.
Be surprised. Okay, so site can't be reached. So someone owns it. They're just parked on it. It's whatever. So yeah, we are old fogies.
Yeah.
Not in touch with social media. We are not part of the attention economy.
What's the attention economy?
So everyone's like, this is like the new thing. Well, it's not that new, but everyone's like, the currency of now is people's attention. So like you're vying for their attention if you're like doing marketing or whatever.
Oh.
So you want them to be looking at your Instagram and your Instagram stories and your Facebook and your Twitter. So yeah, attention is a valuable commodity. And you and I aren't really well suited to that whole thing.
Well, I've never been doing the cool thing. I remember I had a Bebo page, and this was my mate in England. She was like, "Oh yeah, come on, get on this Facebook thing," and I was like, "Ugh, why would I use that? That's going nowhere." So that's my that was my business acumen right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certain types of personalities. Some people just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I guess. But speaking of that, you can follow us on Twitter. Go on our Facebook page. They're Slacker News Cast on Twitter and Slacker News Podcast on Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
And Slacker News Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to the show, which you're already doing, but you may not be aware of the other ways that you can do it. So we are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Slacker News Podcast. Just search that. We'll turn up. We will turn up. SoundCloud. I think it's Slacker
News Podcast.
Yeah, boy. TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, and anything else?
No, I think that's it.
SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher.
If you go on YouTube, we're going to have a sick new visualizer because I just legally acquired some Adobe software.
So this podcast could be out next week.
And I could be in jail.
So thank you for listening. And remember,
keep watching the skis. Fucking look at it.